So I think like Singapore did offer me a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have had if I was there. So this year I really want to do something I want to do, and that can make myself really happier. 你好，我的名字是 Bunz， 我给你的说法是，我来自中国。Hi, my name is Bunz. I'm 37 years old and I'm from China. Migrated here since year 2000, so spent 13 years in my home country. I was born in Shao Xin, then I grew up in Bunz. Pingyang is the county. I would say it's very rural. It's a small town with low-rise buildings, mountains around my town and rivers, countryside like kampong. Actually, the initial news of moving to Singapore came quite as a shock. My dad came over to Singapore first in the late 1990s as a software engineer. He told my grandparents he's ready to bring myself and my mom over to Singapore. Then I was like, what? Because back then, moving abroad is a big thing. Not a lot of people can travel overseas. So it came as quite of a shock because I was already studying in secondary 2. All my friends are there, all my relatives are there. I grew up with my grandparents because my parents were very busy. My dad was working in Hangzhou, my mom was in Shaoxing. So my grandparents took care of me, sent me to school, buy me school bags, buy me new clothes. They are really like my parents. My entire childhood memory were all revolved around them. But when my dad made the decision to bring me and my mom over to Singapore, I didn't have much of a childhood with them, and that is also something I really wanted as a kid, to stay with your parents, you know. That could have been a very strong motivation for me why I wanted to come to Singapore as well. Being a small town boy, I haven't even traveled actually to any other parts of China. I didn't even have an image of how Singapore looked like. Basically, it was a culture shock. High-rise buildings, a lot of cars, traffic lights, very organized streets and all. You were like, what is this place? And for me, I have not even been to Beijing or Shanghai, so I've never really seen a city like that. To be honest, I think the biggest barrier is language. I couldn't even speak a single word. Like, the only thing I know was like what A, B, C, D and what's your name, how do you do? So when I came, I actually went to British Council to do a bit of prep for my school entry exam. Then went into school, tried to mix with a lot of Malay friends and Indian friends, so I can force myself to speak more English, stay away from my comfort zone speaking Chinese. I was eventually able to overcome that. It's neutralizing yourself into the society. I mean, the way we live back then in that small town versus Singapore's busy city life is very, very different. The pacing of our life is quite slow. Even the last trip when I went back, you can see that my relatives they're very chill. They take stuff slowly, they do things slowly, one step at a time. But in Singapore, I feel it's quite different. I mean, life is just way busier. Maybe it's my line of work also, you know, being a producer, being an actor on set. So what I do is basically speak to clients, try to get projects in, liaise between the client, the production, and follow through pre-pro all the way to post. They are the ones that are actually bridging everything together, trying to please everybody on set and try to get production going from the very beginning all the way until the end. 8 years of that, every single day, getting a bit tired. So this year I'm trying to come back to what I was really passionate about, which is performing. I think Singapore made me realize that the little dream of mine can actually come true. Back then when I was in a small country, it's impossible for you to think of, oh, you want to be a singer, you want to be a performer. Growing up in my small town, I used to listen to a lot of cassette tapes. 小虎队, Lin Ziying, Xie Tingfeng, all those back then using cassette tapes. So to me, they are the stars and that's unreachable. But when I came to Singapore, there was a 签唱会. It was Lin Ziying's 签唱会 at Heeren, HMV. And I was just so happened to be there buying a CD. Then I saw him performing. Then I was like, wow, I could actually see a real pop star. It would never happen in my hometown. But after seeing real stars on stage, that idea just got a little bit more realistic. And from that moment, it just sparked off a little thing in me. I feel like, hey, I really love to perform. 其实我们的爱情像个童话，可惜永恒只 Memorable moments, talent time. Yeah, talent time was one of the most epic moments of my life in my secondary school, I feel. Sec 3, I think, if I remember correctly, they had a talent time. And my friends were just like asking me, hey, you want to be a performer, right? Hey, go out. We have a small podium right in the center of Northland, around the canteen area. So that was the spot that you have to perform. Wow. Brings back memories, man. Yeah. If you see, right, the opening part, right, is where there's a raised platform that I used to perform for school talent time. That's exactly where it is. Yeah, but I don't know whether it's still there lah. Yeah. Good memories. This is where it kickstart all my so-called dream and the passion. And yeah, I think we got a prize, but I forgot what prize. So that actually started the entire journey of me believing in myself there. Hey, you know what, maybe you can try, you can do this, you know. Though it's a small recognition, but it sort of gave me that morale booster. So that's like the spark. Yeah, and the most epic moment, people were like cheering. That was like, okay, this is how it feels like. I don't know why I still kept this, but I think this might be useful. Actually, I found this when I was like digging for all the stuff. So this is the company, United Artists Network, the first company I signed. This is called a comb card. So that's where I ended up with my very young looking comb card. I went to this agency called United Artists Network, signed under them, trained for like 4 or 5 years, dance, singing, and even they brought us to like stadiums to swim and train on physics. Eventually, they also got me my first role, which is with MediaCorp. This particular script I took out for you guys. Somehow I kept it, I don't know why. Yeah, Chinese drama called 还有明天. So this was like the first one that I've done for them. Still kept the script somehow. This is maybe quite memorable, that's why I kept it, I don't know. Since day one when I started, it was performing. It was singing, it was writing songs, it was acting, and that feels great. Yeah. I think I would tell my younger self, just be brave, to dare to dream. We are not living the American dream, but we are living the Singapore dream. Because I feel Singapore is a really great place for you to make bigger things happen. Singapore actually gave me a platform to realize my dream, like really. 亲爱的爷爷奶奶，已经好几个月了，甚是想念。好久没有以写信的形式和你们沟通，不知不觉离开你们身边已经20多个年头。在新加坡读书、创业、成家，每次回去看你们，你们又多添了一丝白发。我多希望时间能走得再慢一点，来弥补这些年失去和你们的时光。明知道时间所剩无多，但是现实却总是无可奈何。从小你们最挂念的就是我，总担心我吃得好吗？睡得好吗？作为你们的孙子，我很幸福。抱歉让你们操心了这么久。20多年，我已经能很好的融入新加坡的生活，也交了很多的朋友，身边的人都很友善，这里的生活很安定，一切都很好，请你们放心。自己创业的这几年，一切的重心都放在了工作，忙得不可开交。8年后，现在的这段时间，我决定让自己的脚步慢下来，希望能多安排一些时间回来看看你们，待在你们身边，陪你们，弥补一些过去所遗失的时光。小时候你们煮饭给我吃，照顾我的饮食起居，现在我希望也能够尽我的能力来照顾你们。时间真的不等人，现在能待在你们身边，我就觉得已经很幸福了。这几年的感悟，人生追逐的不只是工作的金钱，时间的流逝，学会好好生活，好好去体验人生才是最重要的。有些事情现在不去做，就太晚了。我现在最大的心愿，就是希望你们的身体都安好。6月份我就会回去看你们，愿你们健康平安。爱你的孙子，敬上。